Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It has been a while since I've done an actual sit down video, so it feels quite strange, but if you haven't noticed, I have definitely started doing my bullet journaling again, which has been so much fun. I absolutely love it and definitely look forward to my February bullet journal. I loved how it turned out, and also I'm thinking of doing little monthly check-ins for my bullet journal, see how I fill it in and stuff, which I think would be really cool to see. So today I'll be sharing with you all the books I read in January. I read 6 books this month, which I think is a great start to the year, and I also read a 5-star book, which is amazing. So this year I have decided to do the core pile method of rating my books, which was created by Book Roast. So I will leave a link down below to G's spreadsheet and video explaining core pile, because if you've watched my previous wrap up, you will know that I struggle with rating books. I tend to give everything 4 or 5 stars, which is fine. I think I do have a lot more 3 stars than I realized. So the core pile method has definitely helped me kind of evaluate my actual ratings, which is really fun. Also, another quick note, if you hear a little chewing in the background, I have recently got 2 little rats. I'll insert a cute little montage here of them, but at the moment they are up and eating, so if you hear that type of noise, it's just them and they're just being really cute. So the cutie you're seeing now, the little black and white rat, her name is Twyla and she is so sweet. She is about 7 weeks old now, maybe nearly 8. And here is Moira, the little cream rat. They're both very, very sweet and very friendly. They're both little girls, and I've had them now for about, I think, 3 weeks, and I don't know if you've caught on, but they are both named after characters in Schitt's Creek, which I love that show. I just got into it at the end of last year. But here they are, and enjoy a cute little montage. I definitely think they would be joining in more videos because I love all my pets and they're just adorable and they want attention all the time. But yes, they're very sweet and very cute. With that big long intro, let's jump back into the book. So for the first book I read this month was How the King of Elfhame Learned to Hate Stories by Holly Black. I was so excited to finally read this book. I love Holly Black and I love the Cruel Prince trilogy, so this was a great companion to it. It's little short stories from Cardan's point of view during, before and after the event of the Folk of the Air series, which I think is such a good way to show Cardan's point of view. And it's also illustrated by Ravina Kai. Hopefully I got that right. And so, as you'll see, there is some beautiful artwork throughout this book. So I rated this book 3 stars, which I think is definitely a fair rating, as it was very cute, but also it's short stories, so it's very hard to get a 4 or 5 star rating for the short stories. But I definitely recommend this to anyone who has read the Folk of the Air series, because you will definitely fall in love with it. And like I said, I think it's a great addition to the series. Next, I read The Princess Trap by Talia Hibbert. I have read a few books from Talia Hibbert now. I'm so surprised I haven't actually read this sooner. So The Princess Trap is about a university professor as she gets into a scandal with the prince, and from there they have to have a fake engagement to save his reputation. And this book was so fun. I think it was so that dramatic romance and fake relationships. It's just really cool. And I also loved how the main character, she didn't give in too easily, which I have found in a lot of fake dating relationships. She was very much angry with him putting her in that situation and not telling her upfront who he was, which I think was a really good way to explore being truthful and also consenting to a relationship. But in the end, it did end up to be a really cute romance, and I also rated that 3 stars. The next book I read was Fangirl Volume 1 by Rainbow Rowell and illustrated by Gabby Nam. This is the first in the Fangirl series that is turned into a manga. So it's got all pictures, and you've got artwork of carry on. And I actually really enjoyed how this went. I've read Fangirl I think a couple of times now, but I really enjoyed this reading experience. I thought it was a great way to adapt it, and also it's very quick, so you get like, I feel like you get about a third of the way through of the full novel into this manga, but I'm really excited to see how it ends. And I also rated this 3 stars. Next, I read Deal with the Elf King by Elise Kova. This was an amazing Hades and Persephone reimagining with a human girl and a elf king. He has to marry a human, like the elf king has to marry a human every 100 years, so there would be no war. And this year it was our main character, Luella, and this was amazing. She was such a strong character. He was very much a sad boy and misunderstood, and the way that their relationship grew was amazing. And this is also a standalone, and I do believe she's going to release some companion novels in this series. It was really fun, and if you're looking for a romance fantasy, definitely pick up this book or any of Elise Kova's work. And I rated this one 4 stars. Then we get into A Winter's Promise by Christella Dabos. This is translated from French to English, and I absolutely adored this. I picked this book up on a whim because I saw a TikTok had someone posted fan art of the series, and I was like, I need to read that. This is about a world that is broken and like the areas are floating, and we have our main character Ophelia, who is forced into engagement with Thorn, and it goes from there. And the magic and political intrigue in this is amazing, very in-depth, and like you get sucked into this world and you just think you're there. I think it's a stunning writing and stunning world, and so I read this, gave it 5 stars, and jumped straight into the second book, which is The Missing of Claire de Lune. I don't have my physical copy here. I bought it on Kindle, but I do have a physical copy on the way, and I loved this nearly as much. I gave it 4 stars, but you go straight away from the ending of the first book to the second book and you leave on a massive cliffhanger, so I can't wait to get to the third book. But it's so hard to describe this series because it's so unique. The magic, you can animate things, or you can have like mental powers, or it's just amazing. And also there's like mirror visiting powers. It's just amazing. So definitely read the synopsis of this book. I couldn't believe how unique this story was. So definitely 5 stars for Winter's Promise and 4 stars for The Missing of Claire de Lune. So that is all the books I read this month. I am currently reading 3 books, which is The Missing of Babel, which is the 3rd book in the Mirror Visitor Quartet. Very excited to get on to the 3rd book. I'm reading The Dragons of Nova by Elise Kova, which is the 2nd book in the Loom Saga series, and this is great. It picks up right from the first book. We get right into it, all the drama with so many point of views. It's really fun. And lastly, I am reading Rivers of London by Ben Aronokovic, and I'm reading this because it is my best friend's favorite book, and she has begged me to read it for years, so I said, I'll read this if you read my favorite book. So that is everything today. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back very soon with my February bullet journal set up, so I better get back to reading. Bye!